Caldwell ISD, and thank you so much for tuning in. Well, it's almost time for school to start. Have just a couple of days before the first day of school, and I just want to be able to touch base with you on at-home instruction. We've already covered at-school instruction, and so for those parents that have their kids at home, I want to be able to touch base with you and provide some guidance and some information on what it'll look like beginning Monday.
Okay, let's begin with the at-home instruction. If you go to district and you go to Strong Start 2020-2021 instruction models, click on that. Again, now you see on-campus instruction model on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side, you see Caldwell ISD at-home instruction. So for anyone that is going through at-home instruction, this is the information that you will need. We click on that. We have a number of little radio buttons here. We have CES, CIS at-home instruction plan, and then a CES, CIS at-home sample schedule. And the same thing for junior high and high school. We have the instruction plan, and then we have a sample schedule. We also have for the older students, the CJHS and CHS at home, there's a learning agreement that we've asked students to sign. And the reason for this is just because they typically have a lot more autonomy, and we want to make sure that students understand that these things are important for them to be able to do. They're going to be doing a lot of things on their own. And so we need to make sure students understand what their responsibilities are. And then also we have Caldwell ISD online resources. So some additional resources for you as parents that you can go online and review. Let's get started with looking at CES, CIS at-home instruction plan. When you click on that, you'll end up seeing just all of our information and how we structure our at-home instruction. First part, of course, the introduction tells you a little bit. We recognize this may be a challenging year, but we are embracing this opportunity to expand and maximize learning for all students. We understand that many of you have chosen to do at-home learning, and we want to make sure that everything that we provide for you is conducive to supporting our students at home. At-home learning. The next thing is the model that we've chosen to provide, and we are providing an asynchronous model. All that means is that students, that it does not require having the instructor and students engage at the same time. This means that the students and the teacher don't have to be like on a Zoom or a Google Chat or anything like that going on at the exact same time. If you toggle down, you continue to toggle down. Some more information, Caldwell ISD, we use Google Classroom as our learning management system. Everything that we do, in essence, what this means is going to be through Google Classroom for virtual learning. The CISD grading policy will apply to both on-campus and at-home learning. So information, requirements, standards will all be the same if you're at home as well as if you're at school. And again, parents, you've chosen to do at-home learning. These are just some of the same things that teachers and administrators have spoken to you about. But it's just to clarify for you and understand, what it is that your child needs from you in order to be successful. The first thing is that you will need to be available to support and guide your students through daily online learning experiences. At-home learning is not designed for a student to be able to get on a computer and just have them work through the assignments alone. This is something that you will, as a parent, need to provide individualized support for. And sometimes you will need to provide assistance with attending real-time synchronous virtual learning sessions. And what the synchronous means is that it will be real-time, where they will have Google Chats for tutoring and different things for the teacher to connect with a student. Caldwell ISD will provide Chromebook devices to all students, elementary and intermediate students. I know we've already gone through the line, and every student has been assigned a device. And this is in the event that they will be utilizing for the ones that are at school. They'll be utilizing them at school. If for some reason we have to go to intermittent learning, they would be taking those home. But for you parents, you will have those at home for you for your child. Also, you will need reliable internet connection in your home. And if you do not have reliable internet access, please contact the administration office at 567-2400. For students, it says roles and commitments for the student and parents in at-home learning. Students need to complete daily activities and assignments posted in Google Classroom. Need to participate daily in scheduled learning activities, including intervention and tutorials assigned by the teacher. And this is where what we're calling the synchronous component, where the teacher will get on a Google Chat or a Google Meet with a student, and parents, you'll need to help them get logged in so that the teacher can provide either individual support or tutoring for the child. It's important for the student to use proper etiquette. They will need to take responsibility for asking asking questions, and participating in tutorial sessions. They will also need to turn in schoolwork daily and at the direction of the teacher. But there will be daily opportunities for the child to connect with the teacher. Parents, again, your role is be available to support and guide your student daily to meet online learning expectations, provide internet service, assist your student to log in on the Chromebook, to Google Classroom, and any online tutorial programs. Ensure your child participates in all required classroom, small group, intervention, and tutorial sessions scheduled by his or her teacher. Create a designated space. That would be great if you could provide a designated space for at-home learning. Then communicate. This is probably the biggest thing, is communicate frequently with your child's teacher. They do have work hours, which are 7:30 to 4. Just like your at-school teachers, they do, reach out to you occasionally after that time. But we're asking that most of the communication happen between 7:30 and 4, and provide the teachers at least 24 hours to respond to any questions you have, and to be able to connect with you, either remotely like this or by phone. Again, checking for evidence for your child's completed work daily. And then this last one, ensure that your child participates in and documents a minimum of 135 minutes of PE activity per week based on lessons provided by the PE teacher. So they will be providing lessons. We need you to document that they've completed at least 135 minutes per week. And again, this is just so that your child can continue to stay active while not at school. Different learning expectations, kindergarten through 3rd grade. If your child is in one of these grades, please review these as it'll be specific to that campus. 4th grade through 6th grade, also there's some minimum expectations. Like here, expected minimal instruction day for 4th and 5th grade is 180 minutes. And then plus required teacher meetings, small group meetings, online assessment times. So this still continues to be rigorous instruction. Again, not like it was between May or March through May. We will continue to provide good, strong instruction so that your child can continue to learn. Question, will my student have the same teacher when he or she transitions from at home to on-campus learning? And the answer to that is not necessarily. Possibly, but not necessarily. So you just need to communicate with your specific campus to be able to provide you guidance on that. There are specific attendance requirements. All the attendance requirements for at-school learners is the same for at-home learners. So your child needs to connect at least once a day with your teacher to be able to provide evidence of attendance. Grading will be the same standards as it is for at-school learners. And then what time is work due each day? Right here, we'll be changing this. It says 8 p.m., but we're going to be changing that to 11:59 p.m. Daily. So if they get an assignment turned in by 11:59, each school night, the student will be counted as present for the day. Students will continue to be provided counseling services. Parents just reach out to the counseling department at each campus, and they will provide you support. We will continue to provide special education and 504 services on an individual, based off every individual student. Food services, CISD will provide lunches for all students enrolled in at-home learning each day schools in session. The location to pick it up is here at 203 North Gray Street, across the street from the cafeteria. Distribution times will be shared prior to August 24th, so you've already received that information. And your child must be enrolled in Caldwell ISD to receive a meal. School supplies are the same as they are for, or it says the majority of assignments provided to students will be able to be completed virtually. There will be times the students need writing utensils, paper, highlighters, crayons, colored pencils, scissors, and glue sticks. If you come back and then you enroll on campus learning after the end of the first grading period, then of course the school supply list will be provided to you there as well. Technology devices, you've already gotten those devices, so you should have those at home. If you have any questions in regards to how to navigate through that again, don't hesitate to reach out to the campus. They're to help you and support you through this process. We look forward to a very good first 9-week period. The instruction plan for junior high and high school, if you open that up, or when you open that up, it provides you information that you will need to better understand how we are doing things and what the expectations are for at-home learners. And for secondary, we'll be at-home learners for a minimum of 6 weeks. You do have the option of choosing to go back to at-school learning at the end of the 6 weeks. If you decide to do so, please let us know at least a week in advance. Okay, so again, the very beginning, it just talks about the introduction, how everything is teach related. It's going to be providing the same rigor as we would if it were at school. So let's just get started. There are 2 different types of instruction that can be provided. There's an asynchronous instruction model, and what that means is the teacher and the student don't have to be on remote learning or through a meeting, virtual meeting, or anything at the same time. The synchronous instruction model, the next one, it refers to live scheduled interactive classes with teachers, students in real time, teacher supported work time, and scheduled and timed online tests. The model that we will be using is the asynchronous instruction model, which means most of the time our students will not be required to engage at the same time with their teacher. However, there are going to be times when tutoring sessions, one-on-one communication between the teacher and the student are required, different types of things that our teachers are going to require from our students that will be synchronous, that will be real time, and the students will be required to participate in those things. Okay, Caldwell ISD will use Google Classroom as their learning management system for both types of virtual learning, and CISD grading policies apply to both settings, at school and at home. All right, parents, what should I do to prepare for at-home learning? You will need to be available to support and guide your students through daily online experiences. Okay, next thing, you will need reliable internet service in your home, and then each student will be provided a device that supports video streaming and online program practices. Every student, if you're at home, if you're doing at-home learning, you should have your tablet by now. If you don't have your tablet, or there are things that you have questions about, do not hesitate to contact the campus. The next thing is regards to roles and commitments from students and parents in at-home learning. You have the student side and you have the parent side. The student side is going to be the doing, and the parent side is going to be the making sure that it gets done side. So for example, follow the designated schedule communicated by the home campus to attend class during synchronous times or touch points during asynchronous learning. So there will be, again, the model is asynchronous, but there will be synchronous components to it, okay, that you'll have to be doing at the same time with your teacher. Parent, it is the responsibility of the parent or the guardian to make sure that your student or your child is participating the way the teacher needs them to participate. Because again, the grading practices and requirements are going to be the same at home as they are in person. You can read through the rest of the commitments and the roles from the student and the parent. Here's a sample schedule for your parents to be able to look at, to be able to say, okay, now what does it mean for synchronous and asynchronous? Here's some examples of different things that are offered and that can help you, guide you through this process. Here's a sample high school schedule for at-home learning. Again, this, like say 7:51 to 8:37 is a time that the class will be going on. But for a student, the student doesn't necessarily have to be in there, but the instruction in core content, fine arts, career and tech, and our elective courses utilize Google Classroom for virtual learning. So students will utilize Google Classroom to make sure they complete the assignments daily. In that particular class, there may be times that the teacher asks the students to participate in something remotely, where the teacher and the student communicate virtually, and those will be required. You continue on through the rest of the schedule, you can look at that. And again, this is just strictly a sample schedule to be given to parents. This is for you just as a sample, just to kind of give you an idea of what it's going to look like. These are some requirements and sample schedules for junior high. Again, the minimum requirement of the assignments that they're going to be provided are going to be assignments that should take about 240 minutes per day of work for students. So again, the at-home instruction will not look like it did between March to May. It will be more rigorous, and the intention is that students continue to grow and learn every day. Okay, there will also be, there will also be counseling services. Counseling services will also be provided to you. And then again, here's a sample schedule for junior high for you to review. And then some additional at-home learning information. Attendance, we require daily attendance. Daily attendance will be taken either through students turning in some kind of assignment, communication between the student and the teacher during a given day, and anything that transpires. And here we'll be changing this down here that must be completed by 8:00 p.m. each school night. We are moving that to 11:59 p.m. each school night. So your child has until 11:59 the day of to complete the assignment and still be counted present for that day for any kind of asynchronous instruction. We will continue to provide special education and 504 services on an individual basis, as we've always done. Food service, students will, if you're doing at-home instruction, food will be provided, and it will be located at 203 North Gray Street, what used to be the junior high or the middle school cafeteria. It will be provided there. You should have already received that information. If for some reason you don't have that, please contact central office at 979-567-2400. We'll be glad to communicate that information to you.
Parents, one final reminder in regards to at-home instruction. It is very important that we're able to capture attendance on a daily basis. We need to make sure that we follow the attendance rules and your student is participating on a daily basis. So thank you so much, and we look forward to providing strong instruction for your students. Thank you.